Okay, today we are making curry no-go. I made this on my Instagram and everyone seemed to love it, but I really wanted to give a more in-depth method to how you make it, to make sure that you get it right, and make sure you get it delicious. So this is inspired by curry goat. I love this before I stopped eating meat. I love goats. I love goats, I don't want to eat them. An inspired curry goat, but no goat. But let's get into it. First thing we're gonna make is our green seasoning. So we're gonna use things like celery, garlic, ginger, scotch bonnet. Whip it into a paste, use fresh parsley, herbs. So I'm gonna do it in this handy hand mixer. Celery, loads of garlic, our scotch bonnet pepper. Now I'm gonna take the seeds out. If you keep the seeds in, it's just gonna be really spicy. Some people love that. Some people find it a bit too intense. I find it a bit too intense. If you cut around the scotch, circular motion, you'll get left with the outer bit and leave the seeds out. If you are a firecracker and you love your heat, by all means, keep those seeds in there. Some scotch bonnets are really spicy. That's a spicy one. We're gonna do half. I'm just gonna peel off. Oh, Lord fire, that went in my eyeball. Yeah, I got ginger in my eyeball. So with the ginger, I'm just gonna use a spoon to take off the outer layer. When people say a thumb of ginger, I imagine my thumb is a bit bigger, basically. I have tiny hands, a nice good thumb. Now, I do like to add key limes. I don't have any today, so I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon, tiny bit of lemon. Then I got a massive handful of coriander and a decent handful of parsley. I'm gonna add those in there. A really good generous pinch of salt on the top. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil. Then I got 4 spring onions. We're gonna squeeze these in, boy. Let's give it a try. So with this green seasoning, you just want to blend it until it's a paste. It smells so good. The green seasoning is going to be the base of our curry no-go. We're also going to have an onion. To assemble our curry, we're going to start off with some oil in the pan. We're going to cook down our onions until they are nice and gold. Now I love adding whole spices because I often find they are more potent in flavor because they haven't been processed yet. So it's just a really nice touch to add these to our curry. I've got allspice berries, cloves, coriander seeds, then we grind them in our pestle and mortar, so they should look like that. Once the onions have gotten nice and soft, we can add in our grinded spices. Grounded, was I grinded? Grounded? Grinded, they're grinded, right? Then on top of that, I'm also gonna add in some turmeric, curry powder, some ground cumin, and also some ground fenugreek. Then we're gonna cook this down with our green seasoning. You want the spices to release their oils, they become nice and fragrant. The garlic, the ginger, everything that we've put in that green seasoning, we kind of want it to cook down and mellow with the spices together. So what you'll notice is it goes from this really nice vibrant green to a more muted earthy tone green. That's what we're looking for. You can also add in a splash of water or a splash of oil if it starts to stick to the pan, but if not, just let it cook down. While the base is gonna cook down, I'm gonna prep my veggies. So I've got a carrot, I'm gonna roughly chop, but in little diagonal slices. I think they look really cute. And you wanna get them in an even size so they cook at a similar time. Potatoes, even sizes. Then lastly, we've got a white potato. A quick break to tell you about what I've been doing in the morning lately that's been really helping my gut health. So now when I start my morning, 30 minutes before I eat, I take my Seed DS1 Symbiotic Prebiotic and Probiotic Supplement. What I really love about this DS1 Symbiotic is that it was formulated for benefits beyond your gut. So think about your skin health, your heart health, even your micronutrient synthesis, which is what I was really looking for. One of my big goals for 2023 is really to help my microbiome. Since having a baby, my gut and everything just went woohoo crazy. So I'm just building up my gut. And on that mission, I really wanted to introduce some prebiotics or probiotics, but the space is crazy. There's so much out there. And then I found Seed, and Seed is actually sponsoring this video. Understanding how our microbiome is working and how we can help absorb nutrients in a better way is something that I'm really passionate about going forward. So I was very excited to start trying these. If you want to check out Seed too, use Rachel Amma at checkout for 15% off your first supply of Seed's DS1 Daily Symbiotic. I'll leave the information in the description for you guys. Okay, back to the cooking. I like using jackfruit because when it cooks, it kind of absorbs all the flavors of the curry and it gets nice and stringy and the texture is really nice. Just make sure you get jackfruit and water, and also make sure it's young jackfruit, not sweet jackfruit when it's super ripe. You could use any meat replacement if you prefer. I just like to use vegetables where I can and natural ingredients, and I think jackfruit actually makes it really amazing. With the jackfruit, I like to squeeze out the liquid that it kind of sits in and just give it a refresh. Squeezing it, what you'll notice is it kind of falls apart, which is really nice when we then add it to the curry. So now it looks like kind of stringy like that. So we can add in our jackfruit. The base is definitely a lot more earthy than vibrant green, which is what we want. And then up next, we've got our carrots, our sweet potatoes, and our potatoes. Give these a good mix. And you want to make sure you give a really generous season of salt. So every Caribbean household does it differently. Some add coconut milk, some do not. Basically today, we don't have meat, and meat has so much fat in it that using coconut milk, we actually have a nice rich fatness from the natural coconut milk, which adds a lot more body and mouthfeel to when you're eating the curry than if we didn't add coconut milk. So we're gonna add in like half a tin, bit of mix. We are also gonna add some vegetable stock. So I'm gonna break apart a vegetable stock cube, just straight into the curry. It's kind of the lazy way to do it. You just wanna add enough water to almost cover all the ingredients. You don't want too much water that it's kind of running in liquid. Then we're just gonna bring it up to a boil because we used normal water, but if you use boiling hot water, this will be quicker. Our fresh thyme, we're just gonna pull it off the stalk. If you use Maggi, add some Maggi. If you don't use Maggi, don't add Maggi. Maggi has MSG, so it's gonna intensify the flavors. If you don't wanna add it, you don't wanna add it. It's up to you. So we're gonna pop the lid on. We're gonna let it cook down. What you'll notice is the sauce will start to thicken up. The potatoes are gonna release their starches, which is gonna help add a lot more body to the curry, as well as the coconut milk and the fact that we blended so much of the garlic and the celery. It just adds a lot more body to your curry, so it's not like a loosey-goosey runny curry. It's a thick, gumptious, delicious curry. She's been chilling, getting thick, I hope. So what you want now is that the potatoes are soft. You want to be able to kind of smash them with the back of the spoon. She gorgeous. The jackfruit has gotten all kind of stringy and it creates a really nice texture and holds on to all the different spices. There is one last optional step. You could add miso paste, brown miso paste, or Marmite, like a very small amount. And this will just add an extra umami kick because we don't have meat, which is full of umami flavors. Miso and Marmite can add that if you want that extra Either way, you're left with a really thick, gumptious, delicious jackfruit curry. It doesn't taste like goat, but it's a nice nod to the classic in a plant-based way. Yummy! That's all you need to do in life, you know? You just get a little piece of roti. Get your roti, you just dunk it in the curry. So that thick, gumptious textures, there's a bit of potato in that, onion, all the seasoning. So I've done a video on these. It's either out now or it's coming out next week. No, next week, check out my YouTube channel and I'll show you how to make these really easy, simple rotis that are plant-based, super soft, vegan, flaky, delicious, can't stop eating, perfect for your curry, no goat. Check out my YouTube channel.